So many people trying to fill a void inside. So many questions, asking how, asking why. I might not have all the answers, but I've tasted and I've seen there's a better path for Jesus. There's no going back for me. I'm gonna live the way He says to live, do what He says to do. You can choose whatever road you choose, but I'm gonna love the way He says to love, trust the way He says to trust. This world alone will never be enough, so I'm gonna walk with Jesus. I'm gonna walk, I'm gonna walk, I'm gonna walk with Jesus. I'm gonna walk with Jesus. He's in the leading, that's why I follow where He goes. He's in restoring all the lost and broken souls. He did moving rich in mercy. He meets us where we are, no matter where you go. No such thing as gone too far. I'm gonna live the way He says to live, do what He says to do. You can choose whatever road you choose, but I'm gonna love the way He says to love, trust the way He says to trust. This world alone will never be enough, so I'm gonna walk with Jesus. I'm gonna walk, I'm gonna walk, I'm gonna walk with Jesus. I'm gonna walk with Jesus. I'm gonna walk, I'm gonna walk, I'm gonna walk, I'm gonna walk with Jesus. Though none go with me, still I will follow. Though none go with me, I'm gonna walk, I'm gonna walk. Though none go with me, still I will follow. Though none go with me, I'm gonna walk, I'm gonna walk. Though none go with me, still I will follow. Though none go with me, I'm gonna walk, I'm gonna walk. I'm gonna live the way He says to live, do what He says to do. You can choose whatever road you choose, but I'm gonna love the way He says to love, trust the way He says to trust. This world alone will never be enough, so I'm gonna walk with Jesus. I'm gonna walk, I'm gonna walk, I'm gonna walk with Jesus. I'm gonna walk with Jesus. I'm gonna walk, I'm gonna walk, I'm gonna walk with Jesus. I'm gonna walk with Jesus. I'm gonna walk, I'm gonna walk with Jesus. I'm gonna walk with Jesus.
Thank you to the girls. That was wonderful. It gave me a lot of joy because I saw several of the practices. I see what they live during the day, and they really transmitted a lot of joy in this moment, even if they're living a lot of emotions and everything. So God bless them. No, it was a beautiful testimony of joy, of the joy that we receive when we fight with Christ and keep going forward and walking. And so I'm going to introduce now. We're going to watch a video of Mother Vera, The Eyes and the Heart of Mother Vera. I'm not sure if I've actually seen the movie, the video, the clip, but the eyes and the heart of Mother Vera. Mother Vera, the first time I arrived in Italy, I was at the Mother House, and I strongly desired to meet her. And the only way to meet her was to participate in the Holy Mass, where she would come every day. And I remember for several days, I couldn't wait for the moment to meet her eyes, to see her. I wanted to be noticed by her. I heard so many stories. I wanted to feel special as well. One day passed, 2 days passed. She was hugging and smiling at many people, but she wasn't looking at me. So one day in the Holy Mass, I said, "Okay, Lord," you can't see me. One day in the in the Mass, I just said, "Okay, Jesus, today it's all about you. I'm just going to look at you in the Eucharist. I'm not going to look at Mother Vera. It's not a show." But Mother Vera, at that time in her life, she couldn't walk well. This was like 7 years ago, but she had to walk. She just had this energy still, no? So she always had 2 sisters accompanying her. So this day in the Mass, I was like 4 days in Italy, still didn't understand anything, but I said, "Jesus, today the Mass is about you. No, I'm just going to look at you. I'm going to close my eyes." And it was the moment of the consecration, no? Father Stefano was raising the Eucharist, and my eyes were closed, and I just hear, Kelly, open your eyes, Kelly. And I turned, and I was on my knees like this, and I turned, and Mother Vera was that little, so she was here. And I'm looking, I turned, and she was looking down at me like this. No, her eyes were huge. I just remember these huge eyes looking. I didn't even know what to do. And I wanted to hug her, but she was too fast. She started running. And she did a whole sprint with 2 sisters holding on to her. She's sprinting, running all around. And then she came all the way back to me and just gave me this huge hug. And then all I remember is that then it was I was grateful and crying and praying, and she walked by again, looked at me, and gave me this huge wink. No, and this is my first encounter with Mother Vera. So I knew that she always wanted to bring me to Jesus. No, I've heard so many say this, no, and people who've known her for a long time, of Albino, who knew her from the beginning. It was very hard for them, and it still is, I think, to let go of her, because she was so much. She meant so much to so many. But for me, she always made it very clear from the beginning that it was Jesus, that it wasn't her that I needed to look to. I was very grateful and very fortunate, and I did look to her. I don't want to explain myself, but she led me first to Jesus. So this is what I could say about Mother Vera's eyes. And I just saw these eyes that I've never seen in anyone else. These eyes that just were able to read every single person, and I mean hundreds and thousands of people that walked through those doors of the Mother House in Italy. And Mother Vera had a special place in her heart for each person. And it was especially fun on the days when the men of community would arrive at Pagno for the Holy Mass, and Mother Vera would just light up. You would just see her eyes light up. And she would do a few rounds. And the salon where we would have the Mass was really big. So you always notice she would do a few rounds, walking, checking. But she already had figured out who each one was. And she knew which one needed a hug, which one needed, and this is Mother Vera, when she couldn't talk, she could barely walk, her heart and her eyes were still very much present, no? So thank God that the Lord humbled her and took everything away, but I was able very much to witness her eyes and her heart that up until the last days, last moments of her life was beating for each one of us. And also I was able to witness, I was in Peru. We received the phone call that Mother Vera was dying in August. We said goodbye to her on the phone on Sunday of the Festival of Life in Italy. And on Monday, we get a phone call. If you can come. She's still here. She's still here, and her eyes are wide open. And so we got the first flight we could. The missionaries in the mission were all right away said, we'll stay, I'll stay, I'll do it, which means my 3 kids were sleeping with that Tia who already had 3 kids. So the missionaries took on a huge sacrifice so all 4 of us sisters could fly immediately to Italy. And I was able to witness Mother Vera and her eyes and her heart that were still beating, just to witness, just to be able to see every single person that was possible before she died. No, I could go on and on, but I'm sure the video will speak even more than my words. Thank you.
Hello. So this dance is called Hold On To Me, and I think it's really beautiful because it really is a prayer. And just like when we were doing it, and even like every time you practice it, you really just feel the prayer. And I feel like all of us can really relate to having this prayer in our hearts and this cry out that we've had to God. And so I think it's just I'm just grateful for this dance because I really think it's a beautiful prayer. So, thank you.
When the best of me is barely breathing, when I'm not somebody I believe in, hold on to me. When I miss the light, the night is stolen. When I'm slamming all the doors you've opened, hold on to me. Hold on to me. Hold on to me when it's too dark to see you. When I am sure I have reached the end. Hold on to me when I forget I need you. When I let go, hold me again. When I don't feel like I'm worth defending. When I'm tired of my pretending, hold on to me. When I start to break